NVIDIA reporting a record earnings and revenue last night, reporting an 85% increase in revenue, a 92% increase in data center revenue. NVIDIA founder and CEO Jensen Huang told me in part 2 of my interview the data center rollout is accelerating, and AI is also assisting in America's national security. You find yourself not only the face of incredible growth and new technology in the world, but also in the middle of the potential national security concerns between the U.S.-China relationship. So what do you want to say about that? Because, you know, critics would say that selling advanced chips to China helps China close the gap and perhaps beat the U.S. in AI, which, of course, the president has said many times wants to own it and win it. And yet the other angle is the fact that if we block all sales, then China does it anyway, simply accelerating the growth coming out of companies like Huawei.
I think you've summarized it really well. The president would like us to win in every aspect of AI. Remember, NVIDIA is AI, and the reason we're part of the AI industry. AI is a five-layer cake, and it includes energy and chips, infrastructure, models, and then the applications that run on top. The United States has to be absolutely certain and determined to lead the world in every aspect, every layer of that five-layer cake. From energy, of course, from chips, of course. And so all of these 5 layers are part of the new AI industry. The president has been very clear. He would like NVIDIA to, on the one hand, make sure that American technology and American companies have the benefit of the latest of NVIDIA and the most of NVIDIA, and that's surely the case. He's been very clear that he would like American companies to win around the world. Winning around the world allows us to, 1, export, generate revenues for the country, bring back tax dollars for the country, create jobs in America. It allows us also to diffuse and spread the American technology stack around the world so that the rest of the world can be built on top of American technology and standards. And so he's been very clear about that. With respect to national security, China obviously has all the chips they need. That's the reason why they don't need ours. And Huawei has done a very good job. They're obviously one of the largest companies in the world. They had a record year. They're flourishing in our absence, and they're now exporting their technology out to the rest of the world, competing with American companies around the world. And so I think that their ability to secure technology for their national security reasons, I think they have more than ample for their own needs.
Well, Jensen, this is all happening at a time that the U.S. military is increasingly in need of AI chips as well. And I mean, here we are in the middle of a war, and I know that many of the rescues and the Operation Epic Fury is relying on AI-enabled surveillance, satellite imagery, drones, signal processing, high-performance computing systems, where you're number one. So tell me a little about that. Without giving us any secrets, obviously, Jensen, about this great nation, can you talk to us a little about, for example, when we were locating that missing officer in the mountainous terrain of Iran, how NVIDIA chips were actually critical in that regard in terms of surveillance and finding our man?
Well, we do a lot of work in imaging, and most of the world's radar systems and imaging systems has NVIDIA chips in it, and we're just incredibly honored and to be able to support our nation. Recently, you might have seen an announcement where the Department of War has access to NVIDIA's technology, so that our technology is completely open source, so that it could be modified and enhanced for the applications of our military, and we have great partnerships across the ecosystem of contractors and technology companies that service the national securities organizations around in our country, and so it's a great honor for us to be able to do that. And so technology matters in the future of national security, and we're delighted to be part of that.
Well, that's right, Jensen. And I know that people view NVIDIA no longer as just an innovative technology company, but as a critical national security infrastructure base for the U.S. government. Is that a fair statement?
Well, we're a very large technology company, and we're American technology company. We want America's technology industry to be a national treasure of the United States. We participate in every aspect of industry, including building the AI industry itself. You know, one of the things that's really incredible is that because of the build out of AI, the largest infrastructure build out in history, we're creating so many jobs inside the United States. Manufacturing chip plants, packaging plants, computer plants, and of course these AI data centers. The number of jobs that we're creating in the manufacturing sector is largest in recent history. And so over the next several years, we're going to see trillions of dollars of investment coming back into the United States, all driven because of the build out of AI infrastructure. And so I'm really delighted to see this happening. And it's going to be, you know, of course, creating jobs, enhancing our manufacturing sector, reducing our dependence on other countries in manufacturing is a core part of our national security. And we play a very central role in doing that.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're becoming more successful and growing and making more money and generating more revenue, and you've got wannabes on your heels. How serious are the competitive threats right now when you look at AMD or Google or Amazon, Trianium or Cerebras, and that very successful IPO the other day? How significant do you view all of these competitors lurking?
We always take our competitors seriously. We're in the largest industry in the world, and so I have more than enough competition for anybody to enjoy. And but the important thing is this, Maria, over the last year, we actually gained share. We gained share in AI, in the hyperscalers, in the model builders, and we created a whole new segment of data centers that is unique, requires the unique capability that NVIDIA has. And we're really the only company that's frontiering and bringing out physical AI for manufacturing and industrial applications. And so we're gaining share in this area as the market is actually expanding. So it's quite an incredible thing. But we'll continue to be, you know, always stay alert to competition. And, you know, they're going to have to work very hard to catch us. We're quite formidable ourselves. And we work pretty hard for the customers, and we're, you know, the NVIDIA employees are incredibly smart.
Oh, I know that. You know, the other day we were talking about the company and the stock at $5.5 trillion in market value. Jensen, how does that make you feel? I mean, these numbers are mind-boggling. You are the most valued company in the world. And one of my guests the other day said, well, he started doing the numbers in terms of growth versus earnings and the projected revenue that he was expecting. And he said, I'm looking at $6.5 trillion pretty soon. Is that what you're looking at, Jensen, as well?
Well, first of all, it's a privilege to be at NVIDIA. Here we are creating and building one of the most consequential technologies of all time and inventing a whole new industry in the process. All of the companies that I work with and all the partners that we have, and you know, everything from Wendell at Corning to all of my friends in semiconductors and memory companies and packaging companies, and so all of the ecosystem that we support in hardware and software, upstream in our supply chain, downstream through our data centers, and so there's so many partners that we work with. It's really a privilege for us to be at the center of it, creating this whole new industry. Ultimately, Maria, this is the largest manufacturing industry in the world. That I think is certain now. The production of intelligence will be much, much larger than the production of energy, and production of energy is a very large industry. And so I think it's a foregone conclusion at this point that the electricity industry, the internet industry that AI is built upon will be much larger than both of those industries previously. And so we're gonna create a lot of manufacturing jobs. We're gonna create a whole lot of different industries and companies on top of AI that the world's never even seen yet. And it's just an incredible privilege to be part of that.
Well, Jensen, you made a great point just now mentioning Corning. And can you talk to us give us a word on strategy? Because you've made a number of partnership announcements and you've made a number of acquisitions as well. I mean, talking about all of this growth, you don't even, look at the fact that you made the acquisition of Grok at the end of last year. I wonder what that was about. What is the strategy there? Is it offense and defense? And then you look at things like Corning and Lumentum, and you've been so ahead of the game on smaller acquisitions as well. What's the strategy long term?
The strategy is to help build out this five-layer cake. And this five-layer cake represents a brand new industry called AI. It includes energy all the way to applications on top. And we look across this ecosystem and we ask ourselves, where are there bottlenecks? Where are there new companies that would emerge? And how can we help companies across the world, across this entire five-layer cake, and across our ecosystem? How can we help them scale up even faster? Oftentimes, in the case of Wendell, he said that Corning is going to build 10 times as much fiber optics technology, fiber optics capability in the United States than previously because of the partnership that we have. And so that gives you an example of a situation where a deep partnership with a great company like Corning is both great opportunity for NVIDIA, great support for Corning, and it's actually necessary because we're going to scale up something by a factor of 10. And so scaling up something in order of magnitude, especially in manufacturing, is not easy to do. And we're doing this across our ecosystem. And so we have partnerships. We invest in small companies. We invest in large companies. We establish partnerships so that we can create this AI industry together. This will be the largest industry the world's ever seen. And we're at the beginning of that. And it's just incredibly exciting to be able to, and a great privilege to have all these partners to help us scale up this incredible industry.
So when you look at something like OpenAI, it's not really selling semiconductor chips. It's more about becoming the infrastructure backbone in this AI revolution.
Yeah, OpenAI is one of the most consequential companies in history, and it's incredibly fun to work with them. We have great partnership. They are the AI model layer. We are the computing layer. Between the two of us, it's, as you mentioned, the AI backbone, and it's one of the. You just mentioned two of the 5 layers of AI, and so this is a very essential layer, and our partnership with them is incredible. No company has ever grown as fast as OpenAI, and of course recently Anthropic. No company has ever grown this fast, and it is very likely that both companies are going to be growing spectacularly in the coming years.
Jensen, are customers asking you that they want more computing power? Do they want more lower energy usage? Are they looking for cheaper inference? What costs? What specifically do you hear most from customers that they want now in this?
All three. However, what they want more than anything is they want their NVIDIA right now. And so they just need to have NVIDIA compute right now. And of course, they need it for several reasons. One, our performance is spectacular. It's the best performance in the world. Well, before I go there, the first thing is that they could actually build an entire AI factory with NVIDIA's technology. The ability to build these data centers, these factories, is really spectacular. And when you see them, the amount of technology inside, for example, 1 gigawatt is like $50–60 billion. It's an enormous amount of technology. And so you have to be a company with significant completeness of technology and also significant scale to even be able to serve an opportunity like that. It's the most performant. We deliver the lowest token cost. The manufacturing output is the lowest in the world. And our throughput, because our energy efficiency is the best, and there's only 1 gigawatt of energy in that data center, our energy efficiency translates directly to the throughput, the manufacturing throughput of that factory. And so we are the world's best at all of that, including total cost of ownership and lifetime of the asset and rentability of our computing because we have so many different customers. All of that, we are the world's best.
Jensen, as we wrap up here, just give me a word on jobs, because I've seen what you've said in terms of all of these worries about jobs. I mean, you saw the public anger recently when Eric Schmidt gave his graduation speech and the students were booing, and you've got people like Bernie Sanders saying we can't build any more data centers because of the pressure on electricity. But you've said, look, sure, jobs will go away, but new jobs will be created. What are those new jobs, Jensen? And are we going to all have our own assistant robot in the next couple of years? Is that how this is going?
Everyone will have an AI assistant. There's no question about that. Just as you all have your own phones and we have our own laptops, in the future we'll all have our own AI assistants. And that's a foregone conclusion. With respect to jobs, AI creates jobs. I want to be very clear. AI creates jobs. AI is obviously creating jobs in one of the most important sectors of the United States. Maria, you and I both would agree that the United States needs to build out and bring back its manufacturing capacity. We need to have manufacturing jobs. We want America to have a large number of skilled craft laborers. We want to have construction workers and carpenters and plumbers and electricians and technicians, and all of that sector with skilled craft really needs to be built. The need for college education to be able to have someone be able to build a wonderful family and build a great life should not be related. I mean, you should be able to build a great life no matter what journey you decide, and skilled craft is really going to be a very important sector. So AI is bringing back manufacturing at a very large scale in the United States. That's a fantastic thing. The second thing is, with respect to all the information workers, AI will clearly augment your work. The way you work today is going to be very different than the past. Today, most of us are sitting in front of our computers typing all the time. If you just take a step back and think about what software engineers do, we spend all of our time typing. Well, you ought to be spending your time problem solving. And the way that people problem solve in the future is just going to be very different. And so we're still going to need just as many software engineers, if not more. We're going to need more product engineers, if not more. And so even more than that. And so the world's work is going to be very different. The one thing that I would advise young people, and I advise every one of them, although some people say young workers, young college graduates will be the first to lose the opportunity, that 50% of their jobs will be gone. I think that's just complete nonsense. The young people who are graduating from school today are the best users of AI because they grew up in that era. When you're a great user of AI, you're going to be highly employable. You're not going to lose, a person's not likely to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to someone who is an expert in using AI. And so I would recommend that everybody learn how to use AI. And so for the doomers that are saying AI is destroying jobs, I think they're doing a disservice to society. AI is creating jobs. I think the doomers that are telling young people that AI is going to destroy opportunities for them, it's a disservice to them. We should encourage them, inspire them to engage AI, to become an expert in learning how to work with AI. And then lastly, all of the companies that I know who are using AI are running faster than ever. They're flying faster than ever. They're more ambitious than ever. And so I think that the world's companies that use AI are going to be incredibly successful, which is the reason why we use so much of it here.
Yeah, and I think that's great advice for our graduates of 2026. And this intelligence revolution is certainly making everyone smarter. I should point out that you've also been real shareholder friendly in terms of this quarter, announcing the $80 billion share buyback plan and an increase in the dividend. Jensen, I want to congratulate you and thank you so much for spending the time with us. This was a comprehensive interview, and I so appreciate you spending the time talking with our audience on this. Thank you, Jensen.
Thank you, Maria. I always love talking to you.
Good to see you. Jensen Huang joining us, CEO and founder at NVIDIA. We'll be right back.